Hello, welcome to WTF Talks, episode 30. Today we have a special guest joining with us today. That is Dr. Vilas Nayak. Before going to today's guest, I just want to brief you all about the previous episode, which was supposed to happen, but because of certain technical glitches from the guest side, it didn't happen since it's residing in UAE. I didn't know that couldn't go live from there. So we were supposed to host it yesterday, but that also didn't happen. We plan to host it the next week, the next Friday. So yeah, we have the guest with us today, Vilas Nayak. So to tell about Vilas Nayak, all of them from Udupi, Mangalore, and also the coastal line knows him for the things he has done. He's an entrepreneur, chairman and managing director of Hanuman Group of Concerns. So I'm very glad and honored to welcome him to this episode. So yeah. Hello.
Hi Arel, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good. Tell me, Arel.
Yeah, how's this corona treating you, sir? How's the corona there, and how is it to be with family during these tough times? And I think Bangalore and Udupi had 1 month of lockdown. So how is it for you?
It's been a tough time, obviously, for everybody, especially Udupi, Mangalore. You obviously know what's the scenario here.
Yeah.
But having said that, a lot of positive things are coming in. So let's see. Things must be better now on. Yeah.
Hopefully. I think the viewers are joining. So welcome to all the viewers. As I already introduced, we have today with us Dr. Vilas Nayak. Let's hear from him what he has got to say on the questions I ask. Okay, to start with, sir, you have earned your honorary doctorate degree. So can you tell us more about this journey from being Vilas Nayak to now Dr. Vilas Nayak?
Honorary is just, how it is. But then my actual research is on a subject called social entrepreneurship. Okay. So I enrolled through Jain University then. And from Vilas Nayak to Dr. Vilas Nayak, I don't know what's the reason. But anyways, being an engineer, I thought I should do specialization in some field. So I thought social entrepreneurship might be the right field to get into. So that's why I took up a research in that subject.
Okay, great. So we see you in a very, I mean, having a PhD is something really great. You need to strive hard for it, and you earned it. So it's something I want to congratulate you on that. So very congratulations to you.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
Okay, moving forward, if I would tell you to picture yourself back in your childhood days or your college days maybe. So how did those times treat you?
Childhood days, see, I learned performing magic shows from my probably 8th standard. So I used to give shows for birthday parties and things like that. That's why life has been adventurous since then. Right. Having said that, the entrepreneurial tenure had started way back then because I used to perform shows for paid shows actually. So I had to think about where to give the next show and who's going to pay me and things like that, and innovate something new so that I can keep people entertained. So that's how my journey started. So from there, to few of the adventures like blindfolded rides to bike rides and things like that. So the adventurous journey had started way back from my school days onwards. Now, still the adventure continued as an entrepreneur. So I feel it's been same right from my school days to college days.
Okay,
and I think I'm still considering myself young at heart. So
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, truly. I think Arvind says MIT Magic Shows. I think is your friend or someone.
Yes.
Okay, great.
So I done a fire escape then, so if I remember it right. Yeah.
Okay, so DJ Sujay says hello, Vilas sir. So we have many people joining. So welcome
Hi,
to all.
Sujay. Okay.
Okay, okay,
So,
sir.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to say anything, sir.
No, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything that connects you to your childhood till now? As you said, the magic shows. Is there anything else that thing you have done and you always remember in the talks you have, maybe, or something like that?
Mm, okay. Childhood days, or college days to be precise. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, See, one thing is entrepreneurship, because we are mostly talking about entrepreneurship here. So, entrepreneurship has been in me since quite long. So, that's something, creating a new business concept or working on something, that's been a connect throughout. So, that's something, if you're asking me what is it connecting from then till now, is creating new concepts. So, probably. So
Yeah,
I think
truly,
that's the only
because
connect I have.
yeah, since you said like from eighth standard you have been performing magic shows, and I think from that time you have got that craze, or maybe you can see you had some commitment towards this, and we can see you in that stage now. Okay, sir. Moving forward, Vilas Nayak is known for creative mind, as all of us know, and innovative person in Udupi. And also, you were the one who introduced new things in Udupi, especially the Hideout Cafe, Suvidha Homes, 24 Hours Cafe, or the pubs, and also I think Spandana TV. So, how has this journey been to you? Experiencing a lot of things throughout. So, how is it been to you from then?
So in my journey, I should not forget the tougher days also.
Yes.
So to be precise, see, when I was about to complete my engineering, and since I was also into too much of social and social or curricular things and non-curricular things. So what happened is my grade in final year was not that great that I could get into campus. So till then, though I used to perform a lot of shows and things like that, I used to have enough money in pocket. I realized in my final year, when all my friends were placed into good companies and my grade was not that great that I could get into good companies, that's when the tough time started. And the only thing which could actually, only field which could actually pay up to my lifestyle was that time, and that time merchant navy. So I thought I should get into that. One of my friends there called Vasant Kamath has already put life in Mumbai and merchant navy days, so that's why I
Yeah.
thought I'll start from there itself. So final year engineering, somehow I had enough percentage that I could get into merchant navy, and thereby my tougher days started. So I joined marine engineering for my post graduation. There, from a person who used to get up at 8 o'clock and decide whether he has to go to college, attend the class or not, to a person who had to get up at 5 o'clock and run 10 kilometers and then have a disciplined lifestyle. And throughout, there's no limelight. Somebody who's always been in limelight to a life where you are actually surrounded by hardly
Yes.
few people. So those were the tougher days of my life. So during my training, almost during the end of my training, I decided that this is not what I'm meant for. So I had to somehow, start planning for something else. So I started preparing for my CAT exam when I was actually doing this training, and I rejected a sale, and then I came down and gave a CAT exam. Somehow got into TAPME for my MBA, and luckily from there my lifestyle or life started changing a lot. The first business I did was I was importing scrap from Ivory Coast and supplying it to rolling mills in Goa. So that's where I made my first bit. And from there to real estate, then taking over these companies to whatever I've done till now. So I think in our journey of life, nothing goes waste, obviously. If you ask me, though the merchant navy days were tougher, a few of my contacts and connects then actually helped me try and import scrap from Ivory Coast. So
Oh,
there's
yeah.
an opportunity behind everything.
Yes.
So we all consider something has gone waste. Now, if you ask me, mechanical engineering to a builder today has no connect, right? But those days when we were in engineering, the friend circle we had, we used to talk. All this gets connected to you once or the one or the other day in your life. So everything has a meaning. So just grab the opportunities and move on. I think that's the motto of my life till now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically, it's just like you learn new things every day, or everything you learn might be useful in your life some way or the other, when you take one step ahead in your life. So, yeah, I think that is something nice. To speaking about probably the Spandana channel, which you have, could you tell us more about this? How did this idea come to your mind?
okay. In my first PU, okay, when I was in my plus one, the cable TV as such had four different operators in Udupi district. Okay, so being a magician, I wanted my magic shows to reach out to every home. So what I thought is, why can't I record a half an hour show? And this half an hour show will be given in four VCR cassettes into two operators, I mean all the four operators, and they would go and play this particular VCR at 10 a.m. on every Sunday, and my show is present in every home. So it was called as Maya Jagattu. That's where my first exposure to media started. Then after I got into business and I was a bit successful in my real estate ventures and things like that, a group of people came down to me and asked me if I can invest in a cable TV channel. So I ended up investing in this one cable TV channel called Spandana TV along with three other people. But unfortunately, what happened? We were the first guys to start a HD channel, right? So HD as a platform, a high definition platform, the equipments were HD, but the carriers were not HD. That time, the carriers were still on SD. So we had to convert HD to SD to transmit. Then there was no point of actually having a HD equipment. So in this process, our investments were very high, whereas the area to which we were streaming was small. So we had to somehow get into some other mode. So we decided we have to expand this particular channel. That's how we moved on to Mangalore. Then we made a studio in Mangalore. Then we made a studio in Shimoga. Today, our concept is very simple. We want to create 4 to 5 hours of hyperlocal content from every district. Okay, so say Mangalore should have a 5 hours of content, Udupi should have a 5 hours of content, similarly Shimoga, Hubli, Belgaum, whichever districts we are present in, every district should have a small studio and it should set up a content of 4 to 5 hours. And if you watch the news at 7 p.m. in the evening at Mangalore, you get news of Mangalore, and at the same time if you watch in Shimoga, you get news of Shimoga. So if you are able to do this multiple streaming as a concept, this is a successful model, and we will be able to stream all across Karnataka in a couple of years with more than 9 studios which we have planned. And the hyperlocal content has better viewership than the other contents, as I understand. So things should be successful in that way.
Yes, sir. I wish you, all the best for your future journey on this side. So it's something really nice. Okay, at this point, I would like to remember Ajay Arol. He conveyed his regards to you, and he said that you have helped him a lot in his radio career too. So what have you got to say on this?
RJ Harrell has been a great friend of mine, and I have to thank him. Actually, he's doing a lot for my TV channel instead of him telling that I've done something. But anyways, I wish him, great success. I think he's been doing a lot now. So I have to catch up a lot with him. So that's what I have to say.
Okay. Yeah. So moving further, like managing multiple things at the same time is not easy, right? So how you used to manage things like together, like might be your real estate or the TV side, or the media side, or everything in all. So how was it to manage for you?
It's difficult. See, it's a learning. So what happens is, for people like us who have, this key of doing new things every time, we have this problem that we try to do something new every now and then. So managing it is a skill, obviously. Probably I still need to expertise in that. But having said that, sometimes it's really good that we put our eggs into different baskets. So We have all have come through a lot of difficulties in life, and there was a time when automobile was not doing that great, and I had to wind it up. Okay, so luckily then that I had enough portfolio in real estate that I could survive. So there are times when dividing your risk into multiple things are quite lucrative. But again, managing them, you need right hands. Sometimes couple of wrong decisions can really kill that business, which we have faced also. Having said that, having the right management is something which is quite
Yes.
important in managing multiple businesses.
Yes.
I think that's the learning.
Yes, sir. Like truly, I agree with this. Because see, when we climb a step, there are chances that we fall. Like generally, every time, we even in our personal life. So when we try to climb up, sometimes there are chances that something might happen, and we might fall. So were there any very difficult times in your life or in your career, like? Maybe present situation if I take. So how is this present situation treating you?
See, ups and downs are always there. And having said that, 3 4 years back, 3 years back, there were a couple of things which happened, which was not predicted. Okay, so the scenario had been really difficult then. Because what happens is you take a call on the basis of some futuristic thing which should happen with you, and that doesn't happen with you, and you become helpless, right?
Yes.
For me, success is about moving from one failure to another without losing your enthusiasm. Success is not something that you achieve this much of money and that's success, right? The day you lose your enthusiasm, probably that's a failure in life. So that's been my motto throughout. Now the scenario, for me, it has been quite a bit easy because what has happened recently is I had just taken an exit from a couple of my ventures. And I was on the verge of doing something new, and I was on a kind of a sabbatical in between, and that's the reason I would say it was a well-timed thing for me now. But having said that, couple of years back when I had taken that call, a lot of people would have said that it's a wrong decision, that I want few of the things. So I don't know. It's sometimes luck too, but then the difficult times are there now. So probably for a lot of business community as such today is facing a lot of difficulties. Hospitality industry or even the FMCG small sectors and things like that are finding it difficult to really face this scenario. But things have to bounce back. There is a requirement, there is a demand, so somebody has to supply. So things have to bounce back. So I feel it's all about how to keep your cool for a while, face this difficult time, sail it through, and try to come up. That's it. There's no other formula in that.
Truly, I agree, sir. I agree. See, if there is, I think it's said that just going like failure is a stepping stone to success. It's like every time you don't get success, it's like each day you climb, you learn new things, and you understand or learn things from people. So yeah, I think that is really nice. If you could tell us more about this Hanuman group of concerns, how did it start from your ancestor side, and how it was then, and now how it is. So if you could share a little bit about it.
There's a perception that it's an ancestral thing and all. So basically what happened is Hanuman Transport Company Private Limited. It was started by 4 people from different communities. One was my great-grandfather, and then one was Mr. Anand Shetty, one was Mr. Sadeh Saukar, and then there were Gangoli Kamath. So there were 5-6 different people who together started this particular company. When my father was in United India Insurance Company, so he came back and he took voluntary retirement and joined this particular company with my grandfather's elder brother. So that was a time when I had just joined my MBA in TAPME. So that was a time when I was importing scrap from Ivory Coast and supplying it to rolling mills in Goa. So I started investing into shares of this particular company, and luckily by 2008-9, I could purchase around 60% of this company. And after that, we became the core management of this particular company, and we expanded it in the automobile sector with Tata dealership, and then Yamaha dealership, and then Fiat dealership. So Hanuman Group as such had almost 21 businesses in between 2009, different businesses which Hanuman Group ran. Now we have cut it short to again 7 businesses, core businesses, whichever were making profit to us are the only ones which we have kept now, including the construction sector, wherein we had built around 10 lakh square feet of affordable housing, and then around 1.5 lakh square feet of luxury units. So now we have moved on, and we have realized that our core strength is basically real estate, and now we are moving into student housing, the senior co-living spaces, and warehouses. So there's a time in your life when you realize that there's a 80-20 principle in everything. So 80% of your actual income used to come from one particular sector and 20% from something else. So your mind share required would have been same for every business. So in 2018, I had that realization, and I decided that I have to start concentrating on core businesses. So that's how we moved on, and that's why we divested from automobile sector, and now we have only invested in real estate and media and sectors which are growing right now. So Hanuman Group of Concerns right now has 6 different sectors wherein we are still strong and going fine. So other than that, rest of the sectors we have divested, and we are moving forward.
Well, I think that was, enough to understand, I knew like the total, how it's for you and how it is going with you. So it's really nice, speaking to you about, your life and the way it was for you. I mean, yeah, of course, the failures and the things you faced in your life. Okay. Also, if I would, I know that you were the VHP president. And so how did this side of political career treat you? Can you share some of your experiences?
A lot of experiences cannot be shared over Instagram Live for sure. But having said that, see, I joined BJP in 2002. In 2002, basically what happened is there was an India Shining campaign of Atal Bihari Vajpayee which was going on. So, as I said, I used to give magic shows. So what happened is the then leader, Dr. V.S. Acharya and Raghupati Bhatt, who is now the sitting MLA of Udupi, they requested me to give a magic show for one central committee which was coming to Malpe Beach. So when I was performing a show for them, I thought I should give a show on what Atal Bihari Vajpayee has done for the country and the India Shining campaign. So I designed a magic show on 5 years of NDA versus 40 years of UPA government, and a comparison show was presented to this central minister. Mr. Anand Kumar was also there, late Mr. Anand Kumar was there. So I performed in front of them. After my performance, somehow I didn't know anything about politics then, though my great-grandfather was the first MLA of Udupi under Mysore then. But I had, me or my family had no connection with politics whatsoever, other than us being, sympathizers of one of the party. So they announced just after my magic show that I am the vice president for newly formed youth wing called Kamal Club. So it was a surprise. I had no idea. But I used to take my post quite seriously. So from there, it started that I used to gather students for Yo Morcha, and then we made 1,600 members under Kamal Club. Entire India had only one Kamal Club announced by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, that was in Udupi. And I ended up being the second president of that. and almost 4 years during my engineering and onwards, I worked for that particular club. And then from then, I became the youngest Yuva Morcha president at the age of 24. And then I became vice president of BJP, then general secretary, vice president of BJP, again Yuva Morcha district president. And then I had to move on because that was a time when Dharma Sansad was happening in Udupi and they wanted somebody to take the charge of VHP. So a few of the leaders came down and they asked if I can take a presidentship of VHP. Yeah, I agreed upon that. And in 2017, we made the largest gathering during Dharma Sansad where 2,500 odd Swamijis were present and 3.5 lakh people got gathered in Udupi that 2017 November. So that was some event which I did. Post that, around 2018, I decided that I should either take my business seriously or my social career seriously. Putting myself into two boats and trying to sail the one is something which is going to be difficult. So I took a step back into politics, a step back from politics, and I decided that I'll concentrate on business for at least 3 more years. So that's how my political career almost ended there, and I decided to move on with entrepreneurship.
Yes, I think you had the whole package, with you, like, might be business or political life or various other things. So it's something really nice, when I got to interact and
it's an experience for sure. It's an experience for sure. So what happens is not everybody will get an opportunity to experience all things at once. So I was lucky. So probably I could experience all this at a very young age, and now I can decide what is that I really need to do in life.
Truly, sir. I agree upon that. Yeah. Okay. So is there anything that else you want to share with us? I just want to know, like, nowadays, these youngsters, they have the enthusiasm to start up something, and probably they don't get a right pinch or, the backup, what do you say? So what is your message to them? So what's your tip to them? If I can say, like, if someone wants to start a business or something, how can they start? And what is the concept they need to have in their mind? They need to be consistent. Okay. And is there something like this, if you could suggest?
Arel, what I really need to communicate through this platform of yours is entrepreneurship is a serious thing. It's not something which you do for the sake of just building your resume. Because today, a lot of youngsters I've seen across are just trying to get into, because way back in 2007 or 8, entrepreneurship was not discussed so much. Okay.
Yes.
Today, every college discusses entrepreneurship. Every place you talk about, they talk about startups and things like that. But having said that, I would always suggest that you should always have a backup plan. Okay, because entrepreneurship is not easy. I've seen a lot of my friends who got into entrepreneurship and unfortunately lost a lot of money and time, and they are not able to cope back into life. That's something which is very serious. So my suggestion to all the youngsters is please concentrate on your educational career quite strong. See to it that you have a backup. Today, my lifestyle, if I have to consider, even if I lose everything what I have a confidence that I can earn what is required for the present lifestyle of mine. Right. Yes. So that is a backup which I always had in mind. That's the reason a few people even ask me why I still study. Every 6 months or 9 months I take up a course, I do something. Recently I did it with IMB, then now I'm doing something else. So when I'm studying so much, the reason behind my studies is keeping myself updated, that somewhere, God forbid, something happens to my business, I have a backup. Right. So this is something which according to me, I might be wrong in that, which according to me is a must for most of the youngsters who want to take up entrepreneurship, that they should have a backup plan. Second, most of the businesses fail within the first year of their startup. Okay, the first year is the most difficult time in your life. I still remember when I had just joined, post my MBA, I had some money. Most of my friends who were passing out of TAPME had a job. Even I had a job which I rejected and came down, and I said I want to become an entrepreneur. So few of my friends used to visit me during that time, and I used to go to drop them to the airport. And that was the time when I dropped them at the airport. I was looking at the flight and just thinking, oh my God, if I had taken up a job, I would have been flying the way my friends are flying today. I mean, the friends were flying that day. So 1 year, I just had to meet my ends meet during my entrepreneurial career, and it was a difficult time, 1 or 1.5 years. So that post that 1.5 year, when I made enough money, that's the time when I started flying much more than them, right? And I was doing good then. So I always thought that most of us take a wrong call within the first year. We think it's not going to happen and we withdraw. And that's when we become helpless. We don't have a path forward, right? So sticking on, being dedicated, having a strong backup plan is something which is very necessary for any entrepreneur today who want to take up business seriously.
Yeah, basically I can say never give up, on what you have, a goal you have, you just achieve it, failures will be in your way. So it's like
Aaron, having said that, never give up is something which I refute. Okay, I don't agree with that. If it is required for you to take one step back,
yes,
be ready to take that, right? Because today our books, everybody say, okay, never give up. I have seen people, entrepreneurs, suffering a lot. In spite of failure, they think they still have some positive thought that their business will be successful, but they by heart know that that business is not going to go forward, right? So taking a right exit is also very important, as well as dedicating your time and energy to achieve something, and have a goal clear. Never, think that by giving up, the surrounding will start, people around you will start, talking bad about you. Focus on what you want to achieve in life. Take an exit if it is required. Keep one step back. Again, focus and move forward. Probably that's my mantra for business.
Yes, truly. I mean, never give up in the sense, if you know that something you are committed to, like possibly
Yes.
you need to do something by
Don't
any
give
chance.
up on your dreams. Don't give up on your dreams. But if you need to give up on something to achieve your dream, then please do that.
Yes,
right?
yes, exactly. So it was really nice, to know, as I said previously. Is there anything else that you need to share? I have this rapid fire round. They are like around 10 questions. It's just like normal interaction. So is there anything else?
No, I think that would be just in whatever I'm trying to say is conveyed. So you can start the rapid fire.
Okay, so the first question goes this way: what is your favorite dish that Coast offers? Is there anything that you like from
Hello,
Coast?
I lost you for a while.
Yes,
I lost
can
you
you
for
hear
a
me
while.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible. Aaron.
Yeah, okay.
You're audible.
I
Aaron.
just asked. I just asked, what is your favorite dish that Coast offers you? Might be some people love koi roti sukka or koyal and all those things. So, is there anything that?
The coastal is obviously fish curry rice. So that's something which is appealing. So I love the Timappa's fish fry and a normal rice and curry.
Okay, well, great. The next question: is there anything that you learned from your journey so far? Is there anything that you have learned, like from your journey so far?
Don't bother much about what others are thinking. Be confident in what you're trying to do.
Yes, truly, yeah. I think that is the only thing, just do what you feel like, yeah, truly. Okay, the next one. What is one thing that annoys you the most?
Annoys me the most. Suggestion from people who have no experience. In this coastal region as such, I've sometimes faced that most of the suggestions are given by the people who have absolutely no experience in that field. That gossip is something which annoys me a lot.
Okay, fine. The next one. What is one thing? What is one thing people don't know? About investing in business. That while investing, that people don't know, like in the recent times, or is there anything as such?
People don't know about any investment, and I mean, I'm not able to get you. What is it regarding?
It's like if we have to invest in a business, we just go for it, and we don't think that actually, suppose while setting up a business, we need some capital and a backup and all
Okay,
those things. Is there anything?
fine, fine. See, unfortunately, most of the business proposals which we give to the banker or which we give to the investor is basically made by a chartered accountant and not by an entrepreneur. Okay, I suggest that when you make a proposal to be given to a bank or given to a investor, see to it that you make that proposal. You should know the numbers first, right? See, I've seen a lot of youngsters who would just apply for a bank loan wherein he would not know what is there in the proposal, right? So that's something which I feel is quite important in business. One, understanding the numbers well, which probably we all will learn through time, but because of my experience, I'm trying to convey it to the friends who are looking at it.
Well, great. Okay, the next one. What new technology will transform the future? What's your thought on this?
Transform the future. Obviously, AI is
Yes.
going to be the future. Having said that, I feel a lot of technology is going to get into agro and agriculture related businesses. So that's something is going to transform the future because with the way it's going, most of the manufacturing and rest of the things going to be AI based, and everything will be artificial intelligence. So probably the agriculture is a field where not much of technology has been utilized. So future is going to be technology in agriculture.
Yes, because even I've heard people saying that what we had few years or a few decades back, we're going to get the same in the future. So what do you comment on this particular
It's a
statement?
cycle. It's a cycle. See, I can say post-independence, if you say between 1947 to say 70s or late 60s was obviously an agriculture-based economy, right? After that, we were 70s to 90s, we were a manufacturing-based economy. And then post 99 onwards, we became service-based economy,
Services.
right? So if you follow this cycle very carefully, again we are moving towards manufacturing-based economy, which China is today, or any other such developed countries are. So from manufacturing again, it has to be agro-based. So it's a kind of a cycle.
Cycle,
So
yeah.
so it has to keep moving. See, during our engineering days also, or during our graduation days, we always think of taking a field which is booming that time, right? So I've seen my friends who were trying to take up computer science. Why computer science? Because computer science was booming during my time. Okay, and when we all passed out of computer science, they realized that computer science is no more a booming field, and probably a more booming field was something related to civil that time, right? So it's a cycle. So please predict what can be the future after 4 to 5 years, and choose that field for yourself so that you can be successful in life.
Yeah, I think if I'm not wrong, I think the present situation is like everything is based on IT now, since everyone is working from home, and yeah.
Yes,
So
yes,
for
but it's a temporary phase. According to me,
temporary
it's a
phase, yes,
temporary phase.
yes.
Because today coding is done by automated AI. So a lot of people who think that I'm good at coding has to start forgetting what they have been doing till now. So slowly with time, a lot of things is going to change around you. So if you think IT is going to be the complete future, I wouldn't agree.
Yeah.
See, there were guys who didn't take mass communication seriously during 2005 to 2010. And between 2005 to 2010, whoever took mass comm are the ones who are doing quite well in their life, right? There were guys who didn't take arts at all during our time. And now, if you see the survey, most of the students who are passing out of plus two right now are preferring arts because they want to take up something else. They are not interested in the core engineering field. So a lot of changes are going to happen. Don't think that only IT is going to be the future. And I can earn only if I am a IT engineer or something like that. So you need to work on your guts and probably think about a field which can be unique and which can be satisfying for you.
Yes, totally. As you said, it's a cycle, it keeps changing from one time to another. Well, okay. Is there any epic experience, that is most memorable to you, for you? Any experience in your life that it's like you always think of it? Is there anything else?
Okay. I would say ego burst. Okay, one experience of mine. I told you when I was doing my engineering, I completed my engineering and then joined Merchant Navy. So I was always in kind of a limelight during my engineering days. So when I went to Merchant Navy, the first day of my Merchant Navy, I just want to share this experience. We had to go and pick up a bed sheet, a pillow cover, and a mosquito net from a warden who was sitting there. There was a dormitory for during training which had some 20 beds placed in one single room. Okay. And I had no experience about actually sharing a room or probably, having doing my own bed or tying a mosquito net and things like that. So we all were in a queue. Okay, and there was a warden who was probably SSC pass or something like that, who wouldn't have been so educated. He was sitting in his room, and we as engineers, we had a big ego, saying that we all have passed the engineering and we are going for a post graduation. And we get into that particular room, and the warden tells us to pick up, a pillow cover and a mosquito net and all that. And by mistake, I picked up a mosquito net and turned around. He gave me a first gali of my life. Till then, I hadn't, actually experienced somebody giving me that kind of a gali. So he gave me the first gali, and then I observed, by mistake, I had picked up two mosquito nets. So I dropped one. Then I turned around and he gave me another gali. Then I realized, I have picked up three mosquito nets. So I dropped the second one also. And immediately the warden asked me to go and stand in the middle of the ground holding my ears. And I felt, oh my God, I thought I just finished my engineering and somebody is asking me to go and stand in the middle of the ground holding my ear. And it looked so kiddish and childish that time. And I had to do it. So I went and stood and held my ear. Imagine a 21 or a 22-year-old guy, or 23-year-old guy, just finished his engineering, always in limelight, going and standing in between a lot of people, holding my ear in the middle of the ground. And that 5 minutes had actually changed my life, because what I realized is the entire ego which we had blotted around us, thinking that we are educated, we have finished our engineering and things like that. There were a couple of, drops in my eyes, and I was observing my father, my mother, and my driver who had just come to drop me there. And they were watching me, and I'm holding my ear and standing in the middle of the ground. And after 10 minutes, the warden asked me to move, and then I move forward, and my father tells me the first dialogue, please let me know when to send the return ticket. And when he asked me when to send the return ticket, it's something which struck me, because he knew that 10 months of training under Indian Naval Dockyard for Merchant Navy is something which probably I might not be finishing. So, so he told me, please let me know when to send the return ticket. And that again gave me enough courage that I decided, okay, I have to move on, and I completed my 10 months. But the entire ego which I had built around me, thinking, okay, I'm doing something great, and this, that, all those things in those 5 minutes got burst. And next day onwards, from 5 a.m. in the morning, I had to slog my ass off to really finish my training in 10 months. So that's something which actually changed my life.
Yeah,
and
great.
Post that, I could be much more disciplined in life. So because of this 10 months of training in Merchant Navy, I think that entirely changed my life, right? So that's the story.
Well, so it's like a great experience, great learning throughout that time.
Yes.
Okay, now what's one of the biggest challenges you have faced to date till now? Any challenge?
Challenges, yes. See,
Anyone? Like,
expectations is something which is which challenges. Basically, it's not your expectation. Expectation and peer pressure from outside. That's something which is the biggest challenge which you have to face. Having said that, the first challenge probably would be keeping up the kind of reputation or a status which we have maintained. Uh, in business, I would say the between 2016 to 2018, that's when the automobile sector, especially the passenger transport sector, was going really down, and the fuel prices had increased. But you cannot change the ticket fare because ticket fare is regulated by the government, and you have taken over a company which is around 70 years old, and you can't just take a call of shutting down that particular business, though you know that you're making major losses in that particular business. And the mindset of a labor is something which is a biggest challenge in life. See, you can have a fresh set of employees who can be oriented towards you, but changing the mind or changing the mind of existing labor when you take over a company is something which is the biggest challenge which you face in life, because that's something which you cannot change, because they have been practicing a kind of one single kind of mindset they had been practicing, and you all of a sudden come and you try to tell them that you have to do something else.
yes.
They will start telling you that I've seen your grandfather, who are you to come and give me an order? So that I thought was the biggest challenge in my life. That then from there to taking different calls. I had sold one company to a different company. I had transferred the shares to that company, and I was, that was a time when I've taken a check from him, and next day morning I realized he met with an accident and passed away, and I've already transferred the shares on his name. The management is in his name, and you have not got your money, and almost 1.5 years you are not able to get that money because you are into litigation. And that 1.5 years of your life where you have planned something futuristic and you don't have anything under your control is the most challenging thing in your life. And I think everybody in their life would have experienced one or the other things like this, right? Where it is easy to comment, but a lot of things are not in your hand. Everything around you will be dependent on somebody else or something else, and facing that time of your life is the most challenging part. So I think I'm through that particular time of my life, and that's something which has been an experience. So I think
I,
that's something which I can share.
sir, would it be
Uh,
wrong if I say life is like off challenge completely? Like, without challenges, it's not a life.
you should start enjoying it. I
Yes,
think,
yes.
in my experience, what I feel is every day you are thrown with a lot of challenges, and if as far as you start enjoying those challenges in life, you will keep moving forward. So that's how it has been.
It is, yeah, I agree with what you say, because everyone in their life has their own challenge or own any failure or anything. So it's on how we tackle it. So that is the main thing. Okay, the next question: what do you do on your free times? Like, what is that you do?
I watch a lot of movies,
Movies, okay.
so probably I'm a movie buff because I can say every alternative day I would have watched one movie. If you don't see me at home when I'm in Manipal, I'll be found in either Inox or I'll be found in Bharat Cinemas. So that's something which is my free time. Other than that, yes. Before I used to do a lot of driving, and I used to basically love riding my bike and that's how I was a Mr. Biker for a while and things like that. That used to be my pastime, but now, post my 30s, I am not able to get back to that life. So I preferred adventure through screen. So that's
Yeah.
something
Okay.
which has been running in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, really nice to know that. Okay, the next question. If you can have a dinner party with any four people in the world, who would you invite?
Any four people in the world? Okay,
Yeah, who would
that's a good
you?
question. See, I love discussing business, okay, whether it is dinner party or lunch party or whatever. So I have found a great, I have few friends. So I would prefer most of my dinners with these kind of friends who talk business with me. So next time I'll surely invite you for that dinner party, Aril, so we can discuss much more concept. But along with you, there are people like D.A. Prasanna, who has been one among my mentors, Jagdish Kini, who was ex-CEO of Airtel, he is also my mentor, Pradeep Pai, who's MD of Hanga Ice Cream. So these four guys, Ullas Kamath of Jyoti Laboratories. So these four guys have been, mentoring me, and I was able to discuss concepts with them and things like that. So probably these are the guys whom I would love to have my most of the dinners with, because I can mature myself better. So that's something which I think is going to happen in my life.
It's so true, right? So, like, when you're in that particular zone, you only think of that, like probably business or entrepreneurship, you only think of that, there's nothing that, that, okay,
No,
that's
not
really
necessarily.
nice.
See,
And
we
finally,
even party. I
yeah,
said we even party, not necessarily only business. But yeah,
yeah.
since you said dinner party, I had to call them. Yeah.
Yeah, truly. Okay, so finally, what is success according to you, or how will you define success on your experiences in life? This is the question which I ask to all of my guests who come on my show. So I would
So I
want to
think I
hear
told that
from
long
you as
back.
well.
I told it during the beginning
Yeah.
of my session itself. For me, success is all about not losing my enthusiasm. Okay. For me, success is not about how much money I'm making, or how successful I am with respect to monetary terms. But probably for me, success is all about not being ashamed of removing your credit card or debit card when you're outside, having a good house, a good car, so, and then not losing the enthusiasm. So I think that's something is a term for success. I've been telling people that failure, whenever you do something, you think if it's successful, that need not be always successful from the other's perspective, right? When I make a company and I sell a company, I would have made 3x or a 4x out of that company, but I was surprised that I purchased one company and so I sold a company at a 3x valuation, and one of my friend walks up to me and he tells me that, oh, you sold this company, I think you failed, you know. And I was thinking that I sold it at a 3x valuation, and I was actually successful in that.
Yeah.
So sometimes success is all about perception of people.
Yes, yes.
So for me, success is not losing my enthusiasm, and being happy with what you're doing. So that's something is success for me, right?
Yes, yes, truly, sir. I have taken a lot of input from you that it has also helped me in building my personal career as well. So thank you so much, and I think it must have helped most of the viewers who are watching us today. So thank you for being with us and sharing your
Thank
views,
you.
sharing your life, and it was really nice talking to you for the past 1 hour. So in all, like, what would you want to tell us, or your wishes? We are completing
You're
one
doing a
year.
great job as Personal Vibes. What I suggest is bring in more entrepreneurs, talk about their life, make others, budding entrepreneurs, understand what has to be done in their entrepreneurial career. having said that, also project others who are not entrepreneurs but who have been successful in their life in different strata and different medium of their life. So you're doing a great job through this, and I think you're sitting out of Kuwait and doing all this is a really appreciable thing. I wish you all the best, and anything in future, let's collaborate on something. Let's do something good for the society, and let's see how well we all can work together. Right?
Surely, sir. Surely, thank you for that, and it means a lot to me that you came here inspired. You have your own commitments, and you came, you spoke to us today. So it is really nice. Thank you, sir, and I thank all the viewers who are here watching us. So I think with that, I would like to conclude with Dr. Vilas Nayak today. See you all next week, the same time with a new guest. So until then, stay safe, take care, bye bye, bye, sir, take care. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.